Hello, beautiful people. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful world. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Usama Mnijo, and I am a self-taught logo designer and branding strategist. And today we're going to move into more in-depth things related to Adobe Illustrator concerning shapes and the object list menu. I hope you're excited because I'm pumped. I'm very pumped. I just finished a workout and I'm recording these episodes. I'm really enjoying it. This is my first time doing such a course, so I hope you like it. Please give me feedback down in the comments. So let's get in. First of all, I'm going to start by creating shapes. Let's delete this one. So the first thing that we're going to make is a rectangle, and the rectangle is from the tool panel we move into this shape here, or we use the keyboard shortcut M. Then we click here on the artboard and we drag like this. I can draw any shape I want, but in case I want to make a certain shape into a square, I have to click shift. By clicking shift, I keep the ratio 1:1 of the two sides of the square. If I release shift and I move my mouse, I will lose the ratio. So let's suppose we're going to draw an ellipse or a circle. So we have two methods. The first one, we click and we keep clicking over the rectangle tool and we choose ellipse tool like this, or we choose the L shortcut like this, and we click and draw our ellipse. Like rectangle case, if I click over shift, I have a perfect circle. Let's suppose now we want to draw a rounded corners rectangle. There are pretty two ways to make it. The first one is by choosing the tool for it, rounded rectangle tool, and we hover over it like this. Then we go to properties, and I think for transform, then we add the dimensions of the corners. This is the first one. Or I draw a rectangle directly, then I select my direct selection tool here, or I press A, which is the keyboard shortcut for the direct selection tool. I hover like this where these circles, white circles over here, then I drag them in or out depending on my needs. So now we have a rounded rectangle as a shape. Next shape we want to draw is the polygon tool. The polygon tool is to draw the shapes that have more than 4 sides. So I'm hovering, I'm clicking over the upper key to add sides like this. Let's suppose now we need to draw a 5-sided polygon. So now I'm having 7. Here is 6, and here we go, we have a 5-sided polygon. The other thing we're going to draw is a star. So by default we have such a star. If I click on shift and alt on the same time, I have this perfect star. So yeah, let's suppose I wanna draw a star with more than 5 sides. So we click over the upper or down arrow keys to increase or decrease size respectively. So this was it. So now let's move on. Let's delete all this junk and let's draw another rectangle. So yeah, the thing is that I can transform my shapes. How? I can move them by just dragging my mouse like this, click and then drag up, down, vertically, horizontally, diagonally, whatever, you know. I also can increase the size. So I hover over the bounding box of the shape, then I move my mouse to choose the appropriate scale I want my shapes to be. And if you're wondering how can I keep the ratio of the sides of my triangle, of my rectangle, I'm going to use shift like this to scale it up or down depending on my needs while keeping the ratio. If I use shift and alt at the same time, I can drag from both sides. Like from the center, I can increase it from the center up or down depending on my needs. If I release shift, I can drag it from both sides but without keeping the ratio. So just to understand the logic of Illustrator, shift is for keeping consistent ratio and alt is for scaling or moving things from both sides from the center of the shape. So the other thing I wanted to make sure of is the reflect tool, or the, let's just start with the rotate tool. So let's suppose I want to rotate my object. I will hover over the binding box, not like this, until I have these double-sided arrows like this. Then I start dragging my mouse all over. Let's suppose I want to shift, in this case holds consistent angles such as 0, 45, 90, then 135, 180. So now let's suppose I'm having, I don't know, a certain style like this. Okay, so let's, I don't know how can I make it. Okay, so let's suppose I'm having such thing like this and I wanna reflect them. I go to transform, then I choose reflect. By using reflect, I can reflect them on the horizontal axis or the vertical axis or any other angle. I use preview to see the result. This is the horizontal case. This is also the vertical case. I can use copy or OK to just transform them. For this case, I'm gonna use OK. So I'm having this triangle like this. It's here. Let's choose a color for it. Suppose it's this one. Okay, so now I'm going to go to object transform, then transform each. So what does this thing do is to allow me to make different transform actions on the same shape in a single move. I'm gonna show you how. Let's scale it up horizontally by 109 and 130. Let's make it 130. Moving it up by 11 pixels, then by 25 pixels vertically. Rotate, let's make it a 27 degree, then we use copy. Okay, so to repeat such a step, I use Control D. And here we go, starting to have this crazy shape all over the place that I can enjoy having it. Let's change the opacity, and we have such a cool shape that we can make as a background for our phone. This is totally random. I didn't expect it to have them at such beauty. Anyway, you can experiment alone on your own. This is perfect for making some backgrounds for your PC, your phone, whatever.